Hey there, this is Andrea with A.D.S. here to bring you the very best in marketing and branding tips, as well as business tips for those of you who are entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, and personal branders. Welcome and thanks so much for being here. Today, I'm chatting all about social media schedulers. Social media schedulers. You might have more than 10 accounts, in my case, well over 20 accounts to handle at a time. And so when you start getting in numbers that size for social media management, you really need some affordable, but also some functioning, affordable and functioning social media schedulers that are going to do the job, right? That are going to do the job, but it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg as well, right? So recently I went on a new search. I've been using Buffer before. I'd used stuff like SproutSocial and whatever before. And really, as my clientele is growing, I'm needing more space. So I thought, let me share my findings with you. This is April 2021. This will be good for a while. So you can check out and see what my quick research has shown and who I ultimately ended up with currently. All right, let's go. All right, so I had a look at 8 different social media schedulers. Some are the hottest out there right now, and others you may have never heard of, but I'm gonna run down this list for you, and then I'm gonna share what I thought about it for each one in terms of the pricing, and then ultimately who I picked. So we have Sendable, AgoraPulse, which seems to be the favorite for the social media examiner crowd. Like everybody seems to be all about AgoraPulse. There's SproutSocial, there's Buffer, HootSuite, Loomly, CoSchedule, and SocialPilot. All right, so those are the 8 that I looked at. Let me just make sure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yep. 8 of these that we looked at. So starting with Sendable, there were 3 levels that could potentially be interesting. They were $49, $89, $199 for 12 social media profiles, 24 and 49 social media profiles. Not quite on the 49 level yet. 24 was just around the area that I needed. So that was $89 a month for Sendable for me. All right. So those of you who are, handling 20-ish accounts, 25 or so, 20 to 25, that's what you're looking at with Sendable is $89. The con that I saw with Sendable was that it makes you size down your images. So if you try out the freebie one, which I did, it actually makes you size your images down in order to schedule them, which is a big no-no for me because I will use a good amount of stock photography, professional photography, and I just don't have the time to size that down. Unless you're going to do it for me, I don't have time for that. So that was a con for me, and it was $89. So there was AgoraPulse, which to me seemed uber pricey. I was very surprised, especially for it being such a favorite in the social media examiner community. AgoraPulse was sitting at $159 for 25 accounts. Kind of pricey, AgoraPulse. I really wanted to try you, but yeah, that was pricey. SproutSocial also on the pricier side, $149. Only for 10 profiles. So almost the price of AgoraPulse with less than half of the profiles allowed, social media profiles allowed. So no bueno. SproutSocial. Buffer, I've used that before. I know that one's a lot more popular with a lot more people. A lot more people know about it. Buffer was sitting at $99 for 25. So it was $10 more than Sendable. And you got 1 extra profile for $10 extra. Buffer and Sendable, they were fairly close together, but Sendable went out on price. HootSuite was $129 for 20 profiles. So more on the higher side for HootSuite. I know a lot of people who are using the freebie version of that one. But if you need to handle a lot of accounts, that's probably not going to do it for you. So HootSuite didn't make it on my list. Loomly, although I will say HootSuite was lovely to use. Loomly was sitting at $119 a month for 35 profiles. What I didn't like about it is in the reviews, a lot of people were saying it had big issues with Instagram, which is a no. not trying to have issues with Instagram. So Loomly, sorry, didn't make the list. CoSchedule was an interesting one. Came in very inexpensively at $39, albeit for 10 profiles. So not quite enough profiles for me. Couldn't go with that one, but if you're only handling 10, maybe that's good for you. And then there's SocialPilot, which was $42.50 a month, and you got 50 profiles for that. $42.50. Honestly, that was one of the lowest ranking prices amongst the 8 that we looked at. The only thing I didn't like about SocialPilot is that there's not an instant chat. So when you troubleshoot, you're having a problem, you gotta wait for an email. You gotta go the old school route, do an email. There's no phone number, of course. I really wish they had an instant chat, but until they get that together, the email time, responsive time wasn't bad. So I did try out this freebie version of SocialPilot, and to be honest, even though it's the last on this list, it was first in my book. So my pick was SocialPilot, $42.50 a month. You get up to 50 profiles, which is more than enough for what I need right now to grow. I'm not trying to handle 50 right now, but 25 is doable. So that's my quick review of social media schedulers I looked at almost purely by price and size of accounts that you can handle. Granted, they all have differing bells and whistles that you can use, reporting, analytics, all this stuff that will change from each one to each one. But to be honest and get down to the nitty gritty dirty, just for the scheduling aspect, for the number of accounts and the price, that's what went out for me with SocialPilot. So if you're listening to this on podcast, I want you to DM me on Instagram, wherever you are, Twitter, and let me know what you're using for your social media scheduling. What do you think? Especially I want to hear from those of you who are scheduling for a lot of accounts. So really want to hear your thoughts. Currently, I'm using SocialPilot, so congrats, SocialPilot. You'll get my money later this month. And if you're watching this on YouTube, definitely leave in the comments below who you're using for your social media schedulers. And just a quick note for those of you who don't have this number of accounts to use, but you have been interested on how to schedule out your social media, ideally for free. I know so many entrepreneurs, solopreneurs out there are trying to think like, how can I do this really for free? Honestly, like if you can do it for free, why would you pay for it, right? So Facebook and Instagram have good free schedulers. So you can, for free, schedule out your Facebook and Instagram posts, and you can for free with TweetDeck, which I do have a video. I'll link that in the cards for you. For TweetDeck, which is a freebie scheduler with Twitter. So you can handle Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for free. Granted, they're not all in the same place. So you have to go to Facebook to schedule Facebook and Instagram. You have to go to TweetDeck to schedule your Twitter. And then the only place you can't do for free is your LinkedIn. So sad LinkedIn. You should get a freebie scheduler. So those who are just handling their own accounts can do it for free and they don't have to go to somewhere like Buffer or wherever. So again, let me know what you're using in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. If you've never heard of SocialPilot, let me know. I just learned about it myself, just hunting around, searching around. I've been using it for maybe 2 weeks right now, and I think it's great. Solid. My Instagram posts show up clear. You can add in your hashtags and all that good stuff. You can differ the post across each platform pretty easily. So you know how on Instagram you're adding in all your hashtags. In Twitter it has to be much shorter, all that good stuff. You can do that pretty easily all in one place prior to scheduling it out. So easy. I need easy in my world, and that's what I went with. All right, darlings, quick and easy video today. Hope you enjoyed that, i.e. podcast. If you are watching this for the first time, please do consider subscribing to our YouTube channel and our podcast. The buttons are below to subscribe. And if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit that notifications bell. Very, very important. If you do not hit the bell, I promise you, you will never see these videos again. You have to hit the notifications bell or you won't see us, okay? And we want to see you in our world. All right, darlings, you guys have a great one. We'll see you soon. Cheers.